Okay, so it's finally time to do what I've been putting off and delve into how bad is this mouse infestation. So to help me out, I've got my shop vac, trusty old Hetty, no messing about. Real men wear pink and real men have pink shop vacs, and I'm going to go through this, empty it out and start hoovering out the innards, and we'll get a sense of how bad it is. Better get a pair of marigolds on, this is going to be a bit messy. Starting in the boot, I've already found another spare part. I've got a little bulb here. Yeah, that is knackered. You can see inside there the filament's absolutely shot, so that's no good. Oh well. Got a trim, which is no good either. Okay, so I've got a spare tyre. Don't know why that isn't where it's meant to be. Got a great tread on it. It's flat, so I presume that's got a puncture. I'll look at that later. What else have I got? Got oil. I've got about, yeah, there we go, 3 litres of oil. Is it clean oil? It's not done up very well. Yeah, clean oil, that's good. So put a lid on that before it spills everywhere. Oh my god, so some evidence of something living in here. Now the vendor did say something along the lines of he'd seen a mouse, so there might actually be a mouse in here. That's quite exciting, isn't it? Some de-icer, there's not a lot in there, not very environmentally friendly either, to be honest. I don't really use that stuff. Okay, rear windscreen wiper, I need one of those, so that's quite handy. It's obviously been pulled off. I don't know whether that's going to go back on, to be honest. I'll see if I can tap it or whatever. Bit of crap in there. Okay, that's going to need a bit of a clean. Onto the pile of things to fix. Windscreen wiper insert, which is knackered, onto the rubbish pile. A bit of trim, don't know what that's for yet. So looks complete though. Might be to go over the wiper boot, although it looks like interior trim, to be honest. Okay, jack, that makes sense if there was a flat tyre. Put that over there on the keep pile. Okay, what are we getting into now? Got a set of mats. Oh, brilliant. Okay, that is actually looking like a set of brand new mats. That is mega. Oh god, I've got wiring. God knows what I'm going to find now. Okay, got a little breaker bar, wheel hub breaker. That's good. Part of the toolkit. Okay, I'm just going to lift out. Try and lift this out without losing stuff blown away. Got some underlay. I've got a bit of carpet. Actually quite useful for lying on, but it's had mice pissing on it, so I don't really want to lie on it. Right, what I've got here. No, they're not spare parts at all. That one's shot. As is that one. So they're both knackered. So onto the rubbish pile. Okay, look out some more of this crap. Is that connected to anything? No. What's this? What on earth is going on? Do things kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Oh, that's for the seat cover. I see. Yeah, okay, so they've used that to keep the seat cover off. Well, the seat cover's gonna come off anyway, so I'll just put this stuff on the discard pile, and I'm going to start hoovering up the worst of this stuff, and then I'll lift this carpet and see why the wheel's not underneath there. Worst case scenario, it's going to be full of water. Second worst case scenario, it's going to have a mouse nest in it. Best case, it might have a brand new spare with a complete toolkit, a load of spare parts, the brake servo. What else do I need? A door lock for the driver's door. Oh god, the list of jobs is growing. Let's get this hoovered out. All hoovered out. Let's have a little underneath. There is evidence that mice have been climbing up there, by the way, so I'm going to pull that off and give it a good clean. This bottom corner is a bit damper. Oh, okay, what have we got? Right, well that explains why there's no wheel there, so presumably the spare wheel mounts underneath, which again would be why they've not bothered to put it back under, because that's a bit of a hassle. So got some foreign language magazines and newspapers, Tesco's Living from August 2015. Gives you a sense of when this was last being regularly used. Yep, I'm not going to be able to read any of that. What's this? Don't know where this is from actually. Oh, India. Okay, so that unfortunately is all going to go into recycling because it's no good to me. What else have we got? What's this down here? That'd be probably the headlight bulb that came off, so I know it takes a H7. I've got stock of them, which is handy. This is good news. So the car's absolutely solid inside and it's really straight as well. Hasn't had any bangs, no problems whatsoever. So I'm going to score that down as a result. I've got a full set of mats, a spare tyre which might well be damaged, but you know, it looks in good nick. It might be repairable if it is. 3 litres of oil, some de-icer, the rear mech for the windscreen wiper, and what looks like a decent rear mech blade as well, the jack and the you know, the kind of wheel wrench as well. So yeah, when I put all this back together it's going to be complete, which is brilliant. Let's turn our attention to the interior. Okay, let's get into here. So I've got some more mats and I've got some very chewed through plastics. Let's get these out and have a look at them. Oh, there's even more mats. What's underneath there? Oh god, look at that. I'll tell you what, that might be a nest. Okay, so let's see if anything comes out of there. Oh, that's annoying if that's where it is, because that's right inside the cabin, and sure enough it's quite wet. Might just be damp, might just be damp, don't know yet. Got another wheel trim. It's pretty shot, that's not going to get reused. I have emptied out all the boot, by the way. It's really nice and straight. Very happy with that, no issues at all in the boot, so that's great. Okay, let's pull this seat cover off. What are these seats like? Hey, do you know what? Not too shabby. Oh, there's more mouse detritus down there. So we've got the 60-30 split rear seats. That's super practical. I love that on cars like this. And do you know what? I think I'm just going to pull this entire back seat out. Right, give me a minute. Better. Right, let's bring this out. Oh, don't really want to get stabbed by anything metal that's been sitting in mouse pee. What the hell? Oh god, this is pretty well, fuck me, that's a really well constructed. Okay, I'm going to get a pair of scissors on that. Right, let's turn our attention back in here. Dirty as expected, but straight, and the actual fabric itself should come up lovely. Right, get the bottom of this all cleared out and I'm going to hoover out that little mouse nest under there and we will see if anything tries to bite me. Significantly better in there, although I feel like I'm chasing the issue into the front, so I'm going to get the front seat covers off now and then have a look at the front, and I think I'm going to have to get these 2 seats out, which I probably wasn't planning on doing, to be honest, but hey ho. But I've given this a good clean up and good vacuum. It's coming up all right. These seats are going to need a wash, and I'm going to need to properly clean the carpet. It's a little bit damp down in this corner here. It could be all sorts of things. I mean, I jet washed down here a couple of days ago, so it might just be wet from that. So that's what I've decided it's going to be. These mats, they're genuine Ford mats. I think they were probably original to the car because there's a bit of wear. So genuine rubber Ford mats, and what looks like a shower mat, which is interesting. And then this is the rear seat. Bit of staining over here. Don't know what it is. It looks like coffee, and if that's all it is, that'll come out fine. Doesn't look like there's any damage, certainly no chewing or anything. It's all complete. So again, I think a really good wet vac should bring that right up. So far this is so good. Like I say, I think I'm chasing the issue into the front now, so we'll see what treats await me in there. not as horrendous as I feared. The seats have come off. They're definitely a bit mankier in the front, but they'll have seen a lot more wear or a lot more use. The bolster is fine, it's just dirty. And again, that's mainly mould rather than dirt, I think. So I can give this a really good kind of upholstery clean. I'll hoover out the bottom of here. It doesn't look like anything has actually travelled up, you know, underneath as such. So there's probably been movement around here, but I don't think anything's kind of made a home anywhere, which would be a bit of a nightmare because there's kind of electronical gubbins under there, and a nest like right in the reaches under there would be really hard to get to. It's a little bit of what looks like it might be salt, which is commonly used just to dehumidify cars or, you know, whatever. A bit of mould on a gear stick. The gaiter around the handbrake's been lifted, which again could just be just trying to tighten the surface of the gear stick, the handbrake, so it's really high in that position, so the cable's probably stretched. Now there is a little bit more crud at the back of here, so I don't know whether these seats have been, the seat covers have been chewed a bit, and I don't know whether that's somebody's been snacking on some nuts or seeds or something, or whether that's been carried in there by a little rodent. But other than a good hoover through, and most of that rubbish there I think was from when we dragged it out, it was kind of covered in moss and it was on a gravelly patch, so I don't really think this is going to be too bad. So I'm going to hoover up, finish hoovering up, and then probably get these seats out. Joy. Right, that's going to do for now. Jeez, I'm knackered. That's my pile of discards, so seat covers, some old carpet and bits and pieces. I'm going to keep hold of the two wheel trims for now. They're not going to do me much good, but it'll just let me match up to a new set. I'm going to clean and reuse the original mats. I know there's some damage to them, but I'll just get some Black and Nasty on them, just because they're all right, to be fair. Probably get rid of that. I don't know, I might reuse it for the bottom of a toolkit or something. I'm going to wet vac this. I've got a full set of mats here, which is great, so I'll hold on to them because when I do sell a car, that'll just be a nice way to spruce it up at no cost. I'm going to give that rear bench and take out the two front seats and give the rear back a really good upholstery clean and wet vac. I'll find out where the toolkit goes and reinstall that properly. I'll have a look at the rear windscreen wiper, which is kind of hiding away under there. Still not figured out where that trim goes. There's a couple of little clips here as well, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. I've got a couple of spark plugs out, which is great. A couple of little spare bits there. This wheel has got a puncture, so there's a tiny little nail just there. That'll repair, no bother, and the tread on that's fantastic, so that's a bonus as well. So I'll get a little puncture repair kit for that. I've even given the engine a quick spruce up with a vacuum and clean behind the scuttle underneath, and I have to say it's all coming up quite nicely. And this brake servo that I was looking at yesterday when I got the car started, I think it is going to want renewing because it's quite rusty. There looks like holes at the bottom of it, but other than that, everything else is looking solid and complete. It's going to want a new set of belts and a proper service, and of course I'm not doing anything until I get a battery on it. So I'm going to call it time there for this video. Next video I'll get these two front seats out and I'll give them a proper wet vac, well, upholstery clean and wet vac, give the floor a shampoo and wet vac, and give the interior a really good clean while I'm in there. Take the opportunity to give a headliner a good clean while I've got good access to everything, and then start putting it all back together. Fantastic, making good progress. See you on the next one.